Well, tell me a little bit about this. So you've had this for a long time now.
When I started the whole thing, it was no one believed the claims. The ability to memorize entire books is basically what we're talking about, the ability to learn 60 times faster and 60 times more efficient, 60 times more effective. So basically you can forget about your old type of mind, your old type of learning, your old type of everything, self-growth and everything, because self-growth is based on learning. And now we're moving to the completely new type of thing that never existed before on the planet. People will not be able to do anything like this before. But yet now it is guaranteed. And it was guaranteed years ago, but now it's actually, there's so much evidence, so much proof, so many people done it. We have so many video testimonials. Right now we have over 20 video testimonials with people actually show books they memorized after completing the course, and how amazed they are about the effectiveness of the course and things like that. And plus we have one of my students win memory championships 3 times in a row in Sweden, and he's officially in the 100 best memories in the world and all the stuff, and you can see his video on the homepage if you want. And basically memorizing lectures on the fly. I mean, we're talking about incredible, impossible abilities, superhuman abilities in terms of learning and in terms of memorizing. And basically, and I don't like the word memorizing anymore, because it's just the whole brain works in a completely different speeds and capacity and abilities.
How long is it? You said there's 60 lessons, 60?
Yes.
How long does it take to go through?
So basically one lesson takes from 1 hour to 2 hours with exercises. And you can do 1 lesson per day, or you can do 3 lessons per week, or something in between.
So this is a very intensive program then.
Of course, because it's really intensive, because we're talking about incredible new abilities. We're not talking about some little memory improvement that you can find online, some kind of software or some kind of memory game. Forget about that. It's like, it doesn't matter how, you can spend all your life playing these games and software and using these tricks, and you will never be able to memorize entire books. And when I say memorize entire books, this is not some figurative speech that theoretically, technically speaking, sometime in the future, and you work really hard, you will be able to memorize entire books just because it's somehow distant potential, like some people, claim that. I mean, no one claims that actually, really. But I guarantee it. And when I say memorize entire books, you will be able to reproduce page by page if you want. We're talking about installing information and knowledge directly into your mind, directly into your behavior, and internalizing, because we memorize through understanding. This is not it's a real breakthrough, real revolution in the whole idea of learning and internalizing and self-growth and self-improvement, because self-growth is based on learning. Basically everything is based on learning. You want to improve your life, it's all about just go learn it, read about it, internalize it, apply it. That's it. That's how you do it.
So how did you develop this system?
So basically the whole idea is based on we need to understand how brain really works in terms of how it memorizes and what kind of processes happens when it learns and when it forgets. So when we really understand it, we can actually back engineer it and reproduce it with artificial technologies that you can simulate in terms of your mind, because you can operate elements and information and things in your mind. You can, for example, choose what you want to recall, for example, picture from your past or whatever. So you can operate things in your mind. So we will be able to back engineer that and create technology that is based on that, so it's 100% effective and based exactly on what brain does anyway. And after that, when we will be able to do it, now it gives us control of the process, because the problem is that people cannot control the memorization process. They cannot control the information deletion process. Now we have control over it. And if we have control over it, we know exactly what it takes. We know exactly how to do it. And we can improve it because of that.
In general, the majority of people that buy a book, that buy any information, that buy a training course, the majority of people that buy any types of products never finish them. That's just...
Yeah, that's fine. But basically, here's the thing. There are many people who... There are people who are interested in self-growth. There are many people who are interested in improving their lives and themselves. There are many people who just not interested about it at all. They just like to sit and watch TV. So obviously my program is not for them.
Sure.
I mean, obviously my program would benefit them the most because they need it the most.
Sure.
That kind of people need it the most because what we're talking about is, you know, you can, for example, go and improve your abilities in a relationship or business or health or whatever, but we're talking about fundamental ability. Learning is a fundamental ability. There's a foundation for everything. Foundation for learning about success, foundation about learning about relationship, foundation about everything. I mean, it's literally, if you want to invest some time and money into something, this is the most powerful way, most powerful thing to choose from. Because it applies to everything. Sure. Because when after that you decide to learn about success, you will be able to do it dramatically much more faster and much more efficient and much more easier and everything.
From looking at your website, it's a lot more than just learning how to remember things. It's really about understanding how to learn, the basics of how to learn anything.
It's not about just learning. In terms of learning is just a side effect of developing the brain muscles. You're learning how to take control over the internal processes that happens when you memorize. Let's say, for example, how you perceive information. For example, when you memorize something with repetition, the information is saved as a dead data. It cannot be applied. Brain cannot use it. When you memorize it through our system, it's alive information. Brain constantly aware of it, and your behavior is changed instantly according to information you memorize. So, for example, if you memorize something, and when I say memorize, I don't even like that phrase. It's more like installing it into your mind. Because when you install it, it's like a software. So when you install some kind of information about success, let's say some affirmations or some rules or whatever, pages of books, whatever, about success, this information instantly affects your behavior and choices that you make and decisions that you make. So, for example, when you go and have some kind of business meeting, your behavior and everything you will be doing will be changed instantly and dramatically according to this information that you just memorized. We're talking about, it's just light years ahead of learning. It's not just learning. It's instantly internalizing, instantly, I mean, that's the thing. I need to explain everything from the beginning, what it is. Because it's really easy to get into the, oh, it's just learning or just brain training or just memory improvement, but it's not. It's literally a completely new type of mind.
So you developed this completely yourself?
No, basically the memory model and how brain works in terms of memory was created by Russian scientists. He came up with the model and understanding how this brain processes happens that I talked about before. And on top of that, he created the memorization system. And on top of that, we created the technology and the lessons and training and school and everything else that I'm talking about, that evolves into not just memory system or not just brain understanding, but just completely new type of mind. With all kind of, and what we're talking about, what we just talked about is just first level. There are 3 levels. 60 lessons just first level when you memorize entire books.
Yep. So you took a lot of the research that he had done and built a program around it.
Yes.
I like it. How long did it take you to do?
A lot. Years.
Is it someone well known or someone?
Yeah, basically, if you go to, he's not well known. I mean, in terms of well known scientist. But if you go to homepage and get our ebook, everything is explained there. 163 pages of real information, how it works, how brain works, the technology itself, the whole technology, how you can memorize entire books is explained there. Actually, everything is disclosed. Everything is disclosed. What's really happening in the brain when you do it? What kind of technology we use, why we use this, how you can memorize entire books. All this is all explained there. Literally, everything, the whole thing. You can literally go and do it yourself if you want.
Oh.
I don't think you will be able to in terms of, because here's the thing, knowing how to work out is different than going to the gym and work out.
Sure. For a while, did you have another business as well, or what else have you been doing? Has this been your main?
Well, years ago it was kind of main, but then kind of started to focus on more advanced. Basically, what happened, I realized, okay, P-memory is P-memory, and I understand that, and I really took it to the edge in terms of what I can do with it. And you can see my video demonstrations, by the way, on the website, and demonstrations of my students. We have 2 more students who actually demonstrate on the fly memorization and how it looks like. But then I took it to the edge and I realized that there is something else that I can do, how I can improve myself, how I can go beyond, how I can increase my learning speed and everything to a completely different level after that. So I really focused on more like energetic stuff, like enlightenment technology and all this stuff, not like voodoo, kind of la-la land, but how can I take this enlightenment technology and make it practical and enhance P-memory with it and make it even more powerful? And that's how I came up with the additional levels that you can, do even much more incredible things with it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically what I was working on. And
I like it. I like the concept. What's the age? What are you finding at what age are people, like, I have a son who's turning 15 soon. Is that too young?
No, it's perfect. We start from 14.
From how old? 13?
Yeah, 14, 1-4.
1-4. Because it sounds like it would give him a big advantage in everything he does.
Incredible advantage. If you want to make a genius, this is how you do it. Literally, and I'm not exaggerating, because this is how you do it. When a child can memorize entire books and learn on the fly things that basically people takes years to learn.
Oh yeah, that gives them a major.
We're talking about it's not just major; it's just incredible beyond. I mean, the application of that is just.
This is something that could revolutionize the school systems.
No, I know. This is how we teach, how we learn. I mean, if person have phenomenal memory, it's a cheat code for school. It basically becomes like a joke, because the educational system is based on memorizing and things. For example, data, structure, dates. This is the information that people cannot memorize. It's really hard for them to memorize, and when they memorize it with repetition, they lose it within a few weeks or a week, or basically days after that. When you can control the process and memorize any type of information, it becomes literally a joke.
Yeah, now imagine you getting a tremendous advantage. It's like everything's an open book test.
Exactly. It's not just to pass the test. It's actually collecting knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I get it.
The knowledge is actually collected. So we have testimonials were people, video testimonials from a student who, from few students who moved from low grades to A grades, and they shared their experience. And people complete the course in 60 days, by the way, so you know. Now there is a new version of the course that allows to do it. And we have plenty of testimonials of people who done it.
There's an old saying, it's not what you learn, but what you remember that makes you wise.